Ridiculous. All this real estate right here is some of the dumbest investment real estate in the world.
Real estate, income producing real estate, it's one of the best ways for you to store your wealth and continue to grow it.
Find somebody that's out putting their own money, their own time, their own energy in deals, and partner with them. I promise you, it will provide you with financial freedom that will boggle your mind in the future. Big question keeps getting asked to me. What would you do, or what advice would you give your 20-year-old self? Man, so much advice. I was so screwed up when I was 20. It was unbelievable.
By the way, we all wish we could go back to our 20s, so I'm really pumped up for this one because just like Grant, man, I wish I could go back to when I was 20.
So look, 20 years old, let me tell you where I was. I was still in college. That was a mistake for me. Spent 5 years in college. I was in my second year of college. I was completely lost. I had lost my way. I had lost my purpose. I had lost any sense of myself. I was trying to get other people to like me. Lost the idea that my dreams could become true. I don't even think I knew what my dreams were anymore.
I definitely identify with Grant on this, man. That age can be really, really challenging, especially if you do not walk into that age with the right tools. And these tools typically come from your parents, which will prepare you with the psychological knowledge to be able to deal with the challenges at that age. Yeah, I just like Grant at 20, I was lost too. I'm trying to figure out my way. Listening to the people around me, gravitating to friends who had more influence, trying to figure out what was the best route for me in college. At 20, that was around the time when I had just did an associate's in computer science, had a job lined up, lost it with the .com crash, and I was just there confused trying to figure out what to do. I was in that same state as well. Let's hear some more from Grant.
I'd had a couple of really big losses in my life. I lost my dad when I was 10, and then lost my older brother when I was 20 years old. He was 25, and he was both of these guys were my role models. Didn't have anybody to talk to, didn't have any mentors, didn't have a channel like this where I could go find somebody that would share their experiences.
This is key, right? Because he talks about the power of mentors and having the right people around you. And in the age that we live in today, I know Grant is much older than myself, but when I was growing up in my 20s, the internet was here, but it was not as big as it is right now. YouTube University was not there. All the information that we have in the world right now was not there. Now is probably one of the best times to be an entrepreneur, to go out there and go after big dreams, because there's so many tools that have been made available to everybody. Especially AI is one big one too as well. So you know about everything that's happening around AI right now. So that's definitely something to capitalize on.
And first thing I would tell you, 20-year-old Grant, dude, drugs, alcohol, I don't care what drug you think you're doing that's okay, Grant, I'm just giving this advice to myself. Leave all the drugs and the alcohol alone.
Couldn't agree more.
They're a waste of time, energy. Contrary to what people say, they do not make you more creative. They basically waste time.
Absolutely. I agree.
Any
1000%.
creativity you have, you can find without the assistance of any drugs, any alcohol. Number two, you got to change your friends. Whoa. If you're friends, you need to make these people your friends. People that have time to get away, people that are working, people that are creating. Surround yourself with people that are doing things, that are seeking to be better. I was hanging around people that were destroying themselves every day. People that were criticizing others that were successful, that were wasting time.
You know what they say? If you hang around 7 drunks, you're the 8th drunk. So the network, the people that you surround yourself with is very, very important. That was my similar experience as well.
How he was such a prick. And when reality, sorry guys, didn't mean you to hear that. When in reality, she didn't hear that. When in reality, I should have been looking at what did this guy do?
Kids are so cute.
To create a situation where he could pay for his kids to learn tennis if they want to, golf.
So that's key. right? You see successful people, don't look at them from a place of envy. The question you got to ask yourself is like, what are they doing? What can I learn from them that I could become like them? Success leaves clues. And anything that you see out here, most of what you want to do has probably already been done by somebody else. So just copy exactly what they're doing. In business and in life, in entrepreneurship, it's okay to copy from other people. I know a lot of times in school we thought like copying from a friend or learning from a friend during an exam is plagiarism, and you could get penalized for that. But in business, learn from other people, copy what they're doing, and do it better. And most successful people are very willing to share their ideas and share their journey with you. So this is like really, really good advice. When you see successful people, look at what they're doing and ask yourself, what can I learn from them? How can I get to the point where I have the same level of success? And a lot of them will gladly share their advice with you. So let's keep watching.
And skiing, I was asking the wrong questions. I would tell my 20-year-old self, change the questions you're asking. Change the way you look at things.
This is so powerful. The questions you ask determine the direction that you go. If you look at your mind is just a machine, right? You have to query it. The queries that you put in your mind would determine what it works on and the direction that it takes you into. So if you're not where you are in life, you got to ask yourself this question. What questions am I asking myself? Like, where am I directing my mind to go? A lot of research that says that as human beings, we're not even using up to 10% of the capacity of our mind. In order for you to be able to unlock more of that capacity of your mind, you got to learn how to ask great questions. You ask questions that put you in a mood, in a depressive mood, in a mood that does not lead to solutions. You're going to find yourself in that vicious cycle. So the questions you ask yourself are key. So this is a very, very key point. You got to be careful with the questions that you ask yourself.
Quit being so resentful and hateful. Get your game together, dude. Like, it doesn't matter that you lost your dad and you lost your brother and that you're hurt and you're angry. Get over it, man. And have something to look forward to. The thing that's always interested me my whole life, and there's probably something for you. Love to know what it is in comments below. Is there something that your whole life you're like, dude, I've always wanted to do that? Real estate has always been one of those things for me. Okay? So the one other thing that I would tell my 20-year-old self, look, I own 7 businesses. And I would not tell the 20-year-old Grant to go get six businesses. I would tell him to learn everything he can about real estate. Everything. Real estate is the business that's allowed me to go on these magnificent trips that I'm taking my family on. I've been in business for myself for 30 years.
That's why I'm in real estate as well. It's a time-tested business for years, from the days of the lords, the lords that owned the lands that became the landlord. From those times up until now, real estate remains a strong business. As long as human beings will always need a place to stay or communities to congregate in, real estate is going to be a great business. So if that is something that at this age you have a little bit of interest on at 20, definitely double down on it, go on it. And I'm going to say Grant mentioned that he owns 7 businesses. I would strongly advise my 20-year-old self or any 20-year-old, pick one. If it's real estate, pick it and focus on it. Zero down on it. You got to focus on it for at least 3 to 5 years. Build that business up until you get a certain level of success before you even start looking at any other business. So because a lot of times we watch other entrepreneurs that have been in business for 50, 30 years and they talk about 10, 20 businesses, and you want to go off the bat and go and start 3 businesses at once. Focus is key when you're starting your journey, especially you're trying to be an entrepreneur. Focus is key. So pick one vehicle and focus on it and build it, understand how to build systems. And then now when you learn that, you could replicate it on multiple businesses later on down the line. So that is very important.
So the real estate that you want to be invested in, 20-year-old Grant, you guys are listening to me, learn everything you can about income producing real estate.
Totally agree. 1000% agree.
And above. I write about this in my book, How to Create Wealth Investing in Real Estate. I wrote this book because I know so many of you out there don't have the data, or not getting the right information, because Wall Street is telling you to save your money. Wall Street and the banks are telling you to save your money, put your money in a retirement account, 401k, or a SEP program or an IRA. Folks, these things are scams, okay?
Oh man, I agree here with Grant 1000% because as a busy professionals, that is what we were taught, right? Go to school, get a job, invest in your 401k. That's all you know about. You're supposed to invest in your 401k and hope that someday that money will grow and you're able to take care of you in retirement age. But what he talks about here is income producing real estate. An investment might yield dividends or might grow over time, but it's not necessarily income producing. In order for you to be able to retire and have the lifestyle like what he's talking about here, you have to invest in income producing real estate. And one of the best vehicles when it comes to income producing real estate is multifamily real estate because it caters to a core human need, it takes care of housing, and people pay the rents. That's the income that you generate every month from the real estate. Diversified of the stock market. Bad news, like today we're dealing with AI changes, DeepSeek causing a crash in the stock market. Stuff like that can happen with your investment, and that's due to no fault of yours. But that is the knowledge that Wall Street pump in our minds. That's the only vehicle of investments that they teach us, while in the background they go out and they invest in this income producing real estate themselves. And that's one of the things that Excite Capital is changing by giving access to these institutional grade assets to other busy professionals like ourselves, because we saw this injustice, and we said, no, we have to fix it. We have to improve access, and we're going to put in the work or whatever is necessary to make sure that we give this income producing real estate assets to members of our community. So if you're 20 and you're watching this, definitely that's a great space to go in. You have a lot of time at that age. Invest your time and knowledge and educate yourself. Invest in mentors, whatever it takes, whatever money you have, invest in the right mentors to guide you so that you're able to start investing, to build a business around income producing real estate. It's a time-tested model of investment, and it's going to be a great vehicle of investment in the years to come. Let's hear what else Grant has to say.
Buy a house, spend 20 or 30 years there. Hey, Sabrina. Spend 20 or 30 years there. It's a way to save money. It is a scam. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm begging you to figure this real estate thing out, Mr. 20-year-old Grant Cardone. Okay? The only kind of real estate you want to invest in today is income producing real estate, 32 units and above, that provides at least $24,000 a year in positive.
That's a great point. There's a reason why he talks about 32 units. There's that economies of scale, right? If you go and invest in like a single family unit, you lose a single tenant, you're 100% vacant and you have to start paying for that asset. But when you invest in 32 units or more, it gives you that scale where you're able to lose a couple tenants and you still make enough money to be able to pay all the expenses, including the mortgage. It also gives you the scalability on the appreciation side as well. Because when you start going above 5 units, the value of your real estate is based on the income that it generates. So at 20, start thinking that big. Start thinking about the 32 units. It is possible. I can tell you that knowing what I know now, I would have done that when I was 20 years old, and I would probably be way more successful than I am right now. So if you're listening to this and you're 20, you're starting way ahead of the game, focus on income producing real estate. Put your time into it, whatever amount of time it takes. Buy your first asset, a 32 unit building or more, and keep going. And you're just going to scale from there.
Right? You could have a great business. You could have an e-commerce business, and it could get destroyed because some bad news comes out or some competitive advantage comes out and replaces that product. Or who knows, maybe the internet goes down. That's going to happen in our lifetime. 30 years I've been buying real estate. I've bought over $1 billion worth of real estate. $1 billion. We own about $900 million of that real estate today. I started with 1 unit. My second deal was 38 units. My third deal was 48 units. My fourth deal was 92 units. Don't make mistakes buying the wrong stuff.
I have a similar experience to Grant Cardone. I've invested in other things. I've invested in cryptocurrency. I've invested in stocks. I've even invested in an e-commerce business. But I'll tell you this, of all the investments that I've done, the one investment that keeps giving me the returns and keeps outperforming my projections is income producing real estate. All my multifamily investments are doing well or in line to do extremely well. Now, the difference between real estate and a lot of the other assets that a lot of people are investing on is like with income producing real estate, it takes time. It takes time. And that's one of the biggest things that people cannot deal with is that time that it takes in order for you to be able to get the results. According to one Harvard study, one of the key attributes that is present in almost every success story that you hear is the ability to delay gratification. Impulse control, the ability to delay gratification. A lot of us want to invest and we want the results now. That's why we go after the sexy, high-powered results. Investment options. At 20, you could easily get tempted to want to go after the cryptocurrency. Oh, this meme coin, this coin or that is expanding, is going up and down. One thing you got to realize is this. Your 20s are going to be over soon. And soon you're going to be in your 30s. And you're going to look back when you're 30 and look at your 20s and see how fast it passed you by and ask yourself, like, what did I do in my 20s? There are a lot of things in my 20s that I don't even remember. I was so lost, moving in so many different directions that I cannot even remember what I was doing. But if you're watching this video and you're 20, that means you're even starting 10 steps or the 100 steps ahead of where I started, because you're thinking about wanting more, you're looking for more, and you want to be more. So you have to set a goal for yourself. One thing that is very important is you got to have a sense of direction of where you want to go. You got to think about, I want to close on that 32 unit building, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, that's my goal. Then you have to reverse engineer whatever you need to get to that 32 unit building. It might start with getting education, get a book on multifamily real estate investing, get a course on buying large apartment buildings or small size apartment buildings, find a mentor that has been there, done it, and is still doing it. Align yourself with them and start learning from them. Build a network, go join networks and other people that are involved in the space that you want to invest in, right? And then start associating yourself with those people. Start feeding into the knowledge with those people. Start going out to events. Then you start taking action towards your goal. A lot of people hear about 32 units and they think, oh my God, where am I going to get that money from? How am I going to be able to buy this myself? But that's the beauty about real estate. Real estate is about creating value. And when you create a large amount of value, you bring a lot of people along with you on that journey as well. Real estate, income producing real estate, it's one of the best ways for you to store your wealth and continue to grow it. It's one of the best ways for you to build generational wealth that transfer not just from you, but from you to your subsequent generations. Somebody like Grant Cardone, he's purchased over billions of dollars of real estate, right? And these are income producing generational wealth assets in markets that continue to grow, where the demand for housing increases. And some of these assets, he's probably already refinanced out of the assets and pulled out all of the money that he invested in it. And now he still owns the assets and is producing a ton of income from it. That, guys, is the beauty about investing in income producing real estate. And on top of that, there are all the tax advantages that come with that. So at 20 years old, if you're watching this video, first of all, you got to be proud of yourself because you are already taking steps in the right direction. You're already thinking about growing yourself. You're already thinking about being bigger than what you currently are. So stay in that path. I recommend income producing real estate just like Grant Cardone. Focusing on it. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Put in the work every single day. And by the time you're 25, you might already have a couple of assets or your first few assets. And at that point, you have set a foundation for yourself that you could take and grow and escalate to anything else. And if you're 20 years old, stay away from drugs. Have a goal, focus. Now is the time to build before you grow up and start having kids and start having responsibilities. At that point, it's even more challenging to build these businesses. I'm telling you because that has been my experience. I wish I did some of the things Grant Cardone is talking about when I was 20 years old. So if you're listening to this and you're 20, do yourself a favor, set the right goals, build the right network, and go buy income producing real estate.